Hello and welcome, I am Zombie Kitty and welcome to what's probably going to be quite a short vlog, but I wanted to just, I guess you've seen the title, I just wanted to talk about something that came up a couple of days ago. So 2 days ago on Twitter, a screenshot came up that caught my attention and I think a lot of people's attention, which I will say now, any screenshots that I put up in this vlog, just as a warning, it's probably going to be considered like creepy or nightmare fuel. So just as a warning before I put up the screenshot, here's just a few seconds warning. This was the first screenshot. So there's a new horror film that's been announced a couple of days ago called Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Yes, this is a Winnie the Pooh horror film. I mean, what do I say to that? And this is, again, it's probably going to be a really short vlog, but I wanted to use this sort of vlog to kind of just spew my thoughts out and give you guys my opinion on this, because this is weird. This is weird that this exists. Like, yes, we've had like spoofs and parodies and stuff. Like a few years ago we had the Bambi spoof with Dwayne Johnson. That existed, and I'm sure we've had others. I can't think off the top of my head, but I'm sure we've had others before. This is real. This is not a parody. This is not a spoof. From the looks of the screenshots, this is a serious film, a serious horror film. And yesterday, at the time of recording, a few more screenshots and the plot got released. So the plot of Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey is that Pooh and Piglet decide to go on a killing rampage after Christopher Robin abandons them when he goes to college. And I just find this so weird that this exists. Okay, so for people who don't know, I guess don't know why this exists or why this has happened, basically last year one of the characters of Winnie the Pooh from the book, not the Disney property but the books, were made public domain. So basically that means that it's kind of free reign, and anyone can kind of make stuff and make merch or media to do with those characters. I mean, there's a lot more details with that, but that's kind of vaguely what it is. And the Winnie the Pooh book characters, so all the characters from the books and that kind of thing, were made public domain. This does not include like the Disney properties and the Disney films to do with Winnie the Pooh. This includes the books and the original source material. So that's why this has suddenly been made. This is why this is suddenly a thing. I'm in very opposite mindsets about this, because on one side, like, I don't like to use the phrase childhood ruined. I think that phrase kind of gets thrown around quite a lot to the point where it's kind of lost its meaning. But I'd never used that phrase before. Here's an exception. Here's an exception. I grew up with Winnie the Pooh since I was very, very little. As you've seen in the intro, my Winnie the Pooh toy from the beginning of the video is the oldest possession that I own. I used to have a lot of Winnie the Pooh merchandise. I saw all the films and all the little shorts and stuff like that. So I even read the books when I was younger as well. So I was a huge Winnie the Pooh fan and grew up with it. And it's a very innocent and child-friendly property. So for this to exist, to suddenly there be a horror film that from the screenshots from the screenshots looks to be quite serious, that's a very different tone they're going for, a very different execution they're going for. I mean, my god. And even Winnie the Pooh and Piglet just look terrifying. Like, I don't know, and this hasn't been mentioned, I don't know if that's what they're going to look like, or if that's Piglet and Pooh as in people dressed up as them. I don't know. I have no idea, because for me it seems like it's the latter, but they could end up going with the former, which is going to be even weirder. And I mean, we've had sort of weird horror films before and horror stuff before, and I'm always kind of, you know, looking out for unique or weird, wacky horror films. So on one side, childhood completely ruined, out the window, like what the hell have they done? But on the other side, I don't know, there's a slight intrigue. Like I'm curious about this. Just because, again, it is so weird, it is so strange. And, like, the weirder the horror film, or the unique, however unique the horror film is, like, I'm kind of interested. And this is definitely different. This is definitely different. They seem to have gone through the same thing that a lot of horror games are going through at the moment, that FNAF introduced, where it's like, you take, like, a childhood thing, or something that's quite innocent, and you turn it into a horror thing. So obviously we've had Five Nights at Freddy's, Poppy Playtime is a recent example, Bendy and the Ink Machine, Tattletale a few years ago. There's a reason that exists. And that was another thing I grew up with, like the Furbies. And like everyone has a story of, you know, their Furby being possessed or not quite right. And that's why Tattletale exists. So these kind of, the idea of childhood things being turned, or innocent things being turned into horror stuff, isn't really anything new, but that's been quite a big thing in games. And to suddenly have it in films, and especially with Winnie the Pooh, is weird. It's very, very weird. I mean, I don't know, look at Piglet and Pooh. Like, what do I say? I kind of just wanted to... This is probably going to be quite a short vlog as well, actually. But I just wanted to do a vlog sort of spewing my thoughts out to do with this, because it is so weird and so strange that this exists. But at the same time, I am intrigued by it. Like, I can't help but be curious by it. Purely because it is so weird. It is unique. It's definitely strange and definitely weird for a Winnie the Pooh horror film to be a thing. And the fact that it looks like it's taking this seriously and not being like a horror spoof or anything, I think that's much more interesting than if they made this a parody. I think that's way more interesting. But yeah, I'm still in that kind of mindset of, what the fuck is this? Like, I saw a couple of days ago on Twitter and I was like, what have they done to Winnie the Pooh? And then yeah, so yesterday the plot details got released. I'm so interested to know what the poster's going to be like. I'm so interested to know what the poster's going to be like. I kind of want it to be like a mock-up of one of the book covers or something. I don't know. Oh, I'm very interested to see what the poster's going to be like. I'm sure they'll release that soon as well. But I assume this is coming out this year, because plot details and screenshots have already been released, so I assume they're either in the middle of filming it or they've already filmed it. And then also, like, is this coming out in cinema? Is this going to be a straight to DVD thing? Would you want me to do like a review video on it if I watch it? Kind of like how I did like Free Guy in the Squid Game. Because I was kind of thinking about this, like, would I watch this? And I think I would, again, just out of curiosity, but I think also I'd just be like, what the hell am I watching? But again, we've had stuff like this before. Actually, even like Willy's Wonderland and Banana Splits, they were FNAF-like films. And even Banana Splits was like a TV show from decades ago and was a kid's show. And then they turned that into a horror film. So I guess even with films there's nothing new, but I think because it's Winnie the Pooh, and Winnie the Pooh's so, like I've said, so innocent and child friendly, that it's just like, this is the complete opposite direction of what's expected from Winnie the Pooh. I don't know, I'm very interested to know what you guys will think, but yeah, first screenshot was this. Then the next screenshots were these. And I mean, I'm so interested to know what people think. I'm so interested to know what people think, as well as like what the poster will be and what the trailer's gonna be. Oh boy, I might do a reaction video if the trailer comes out at some point. That'll be fun. That'll be weird. So I guess this was just a mishmash of my thoughts on this Winnie the Pooh horror film that's coming out. The film's called Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey. I assume it's coming out this year, but I don't know. I'm very interested to know what you guys will think of this, because it's so weird. But yeah, if you have any games you want me to play or videos you want me to react to, please let me know. I'm sure a trailer reaction for this will be in the schedule. But thank you all for watching, and I will see you all soon. Bye!